Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're here for the first time then hi, my name is Vicky. I'm going to be doing a full face of Merit makeup today. Last year around about Black Friday time I bought the full set from Merit, and I've now gotten to the point where I've opened everything now, so I pretty much have everything bar 2 items from Merit to show you, so I've got near enough most makeup for a full face. The only items that I don't have are the Instant Glow Serum and the new brow pencil that they have, and they're also coming out soon as well with a moisturiser, and if it's anything like the Instant Glow primer, the Instant Glow Serum, I think I will really like it. So I will zoom you in, we'll put on some makeup and I'll talk you through my thoughts on each of the items. Now before I do any of the complexion, I want to put something on my lips because they're feeling a little bit dry. I have one of the shade Slicks in the shade Au Naturel, which Merit describe as a warm creme, suitable for fair to medium skin tones. And this is a tinted lip oil, so it has the smoothness and the hydration of, say, a lip gloss, but it doesn't have any of the stickiness. So I can do that without my lips feeling really sticky. It's a lovely colour, it's a nice warm colour, so it suits my colouring, my colour season, and it's really nice and hydrating. Adds a nice little bit of sheen to my lips as well. I can wear it like this on a completely sort of makeup free day. I can wear it over the top of a lip liner or a lipstick with a full face of makeup as well. So a shade like this, it is a really versatile product. The only downside to this though is that it doesn't last very long. It will fade quite quickly and it does need to be reapplied fairly consistently throughout the day. But if you're looking for a long-lasting lip product, then you're probably better off with, say, like a matte lipstick rather than a product like this. And because of it fading fairly quickly, I personally wouldn't go for any shades that are sort of darker than this or more vibrant than this because of how the colour itself is going to fade. But a natural colour like this, it still looks wearable, it still looks passable as it fades. I really like this. This is something that I've actually been wearing every single day at the moment for, say, like the past month or two, especially because we're in the summer months at the moment and I don't always want a lipstick. I want something a little bit more hydrating, something a little bit more kind of playful in my makeup, and this is perfect for that. So I really like this and I would recommend it. Now next I would go in with the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I don't have that. I actually finished that off last month, I think. I have worn it as both a serum as part of my skincare and also as a makeup primer, and I really love this product. I think it is brilliant. I did actually use it up as a serum because I don't really wear primer that often. So I use it as a serum both in my morning and my evening skincare routine as like my hydrating serum step of my skincare routine. Lovely sandwiched in between a hydrating mist. It was just a really nice way to add some hydration and some glow and some plumpness back into my skin. But I've also used it as a makeup primer as well, and it's a great hydrating base. It just instantly makes my skin look a little bit more refreshed, a little bit of a nice glow to it. The downside with this product though is the pump. Every single time that I've gone to use it, the first pump, and I would use 2 pumps, the first pump would spurt product out, so it'd be a little bit messy. Regardless of how gentle I was pumping the pump, it would always come out like a spurt, so just be careful of that. But then the second pump would be fine. So I have heard quite a few people have experienced that with the pump, so I think Merit does probably need to take a little look at the pump and see if there's a way of designing it so that doesn't happen. But the product itself is lovely. I really did like it, like I say, both as a makeup primer and as a serum, but unfortunately I don't have it here to show you, but I've used it up because I really enjoyed it. And also it is a bi-phase serum as well, so it has an oil layer and a water layer. So before you use it, make sure you give it a good shake so you mix those 2 layers in together. And like I said at the beginning, they are coming out with a moisturiser, and the way that I've seen it being marketed seems very similar to the serum. So like I say, if it's anything like the serum, I think I'm going to personally really like that moisturiser because I really love the serum. So we will see. Maybe I will give that one a go in the future. So next I've got the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick, which is a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer product. So it's designed to replace both your foundation and your concealer. You don't need 2 products, you just need this one. I used this for the very first time yesterday and I really liked it. I liked how it applied, how it blended. The colour for me was a great match. I've got mine in the shade Linen, and although I'm a warm season, I have a neutral complexion in terms of the foundation shade that I would go for. For reference, in case you have very similar skin tone to me, I am Deville in NARS, Ecru in Estee Lauder Double Wear, and 150 in Fenty. So if you're any of those, then the shade Linen should hopefully suit you pretty well. So some people have noticed that when they've taken the lid off this, the product has fallen off. So I've only used it once, so I haven't noticed that. I think the only thing that I would say is when you're opening it, keep it upright, take the lid off gently rather than just opening it like that, and hopefully that should stop it. But this is the product, that's the shade, and this is great for just drawing on your face. Nice and quick and easy. That's what I like about Merit makeup. It's designed to be really quick and easy. And I've got the #1 blending brush, and I really like this brush. It's nice and dense, but the bristles itself are really soft, and it blends out this complexion stick really nicely. And where it's a light to medium coverage, you can really build up how much you want. So if you want just a little bit of coverage, go in with a couple of lines on your face. If you want more, you can really build it up. And this brush is nice and gentle over my eyes as well, and I am using this as a concealer under my eyes. Usually I use a corrector, an under eye corrector, and like a peach shade first, but I'm not doing that today because I really wanted to see how well the complexion stick works on its own. So that's one light layer, and it still makes my skin look like skin. Yes, I've got imperfections kind of coming through, but it doesn't look really greasy or really heavy. It's not kind of like settling anywhere or clinging to any kind of patches. That's blended in really quite nicely. But I will go in with a little bit more under my eyes, and that's because I haven't used my corrector, so my dark circles are peeking through. A little bit more on my cheeks because I get a bit of redness, and then just where I've got some kind of blemishes, just a little bit more on my forehead. Now with this you get 6.5 grams of product, so you don't get a load of product, and it is £40, so it is relatively expensive for the amount of product that you're getting. Just stippling this into some of my blemishes just to give a little bit more coverage. And the brush is a decent enough size where you can travel with that as well. It's not too long, the handle isn't too long. And that's after a second sort of layer of the Minimalist. Now me personally, I would go in with an under eye corrector first, but that's because my dark circles are fairly bad. If your under eyes are pretty bright already, you don't really sort of suffer from if you don't really have, you know, prominent dark circles, then you probably don't need to do that step. This Minimalist stick on its own should be fine. And I'm not looking at my skin going, oh gosh, I really need to powder after putting on this foundation stick, and I do powder pretty much every time I wear makeup, but I could get away with not powdering. I could just kind of leave the house like this. And again, I really like how my skin is looking like skin. Yes, you can still see some of the blemishes kind of coming through, so in terms of spot correction, it's not brilliant for that, but I don't mind seeing some of my skin come through. But if I did have more prominent active breakouts, I probably wouldn't go for that product. I would go for, say, like a liquid foundation or just even more concealer. I have a Vive concealer, I would do that, for example. But if you like a really natural makeup base and you like your skin to look like skin, you like it to be breathable and lightweight, this is really lovely. And I think as well that shade match was pretty good. Okay, let's bronze now. Let's add a little bit of dimension back to my face. This is the Bronze Balm in the shade Quince. This is in my bag of Project Pan makeup. It's not in my Project Pan, but I put it in there so I can use it every day. This is how much of it I have left, so you can see that I use this product fairly regularly, just to swatch some on the back of my hand for you. Now, if you find out what your match for the complexion stick is, then they match you to the bronzer shade, and Quince was the suggested bronzer shade for me, and it is a pretty good match. It's quite a sheer bronzer, so it means that it's easily built up. It's not a huge whack of pigment all at once. And I like that you can just draw it on your face, and I find that it doesn't really disturb the foundation underneath. I'm going to use the number 1 brush for the bronzer and see how this works. Yeah, that's blending that in pretty nicely. So you can see that it is sheer, but that makes it buildable. So you've really got good control over the amount of bronze that you're getting. Now, some people don't like how sheer this is, but it's all down to sort of personal preference. If you like more control over the pigment of your products, then you would like this kind of bronzer. But if you want something that's going to give you that pigment straight away, then this one might not be for you. But I like this because I feel like this is more natural, so it's not like a huge sort of bronzed effect that I've got on my face. It's natural. I've got some bronze in there, some definition, some warmth back to my face. I feel like this is really quite natural. I didn't put any along my jawline, and this brush is blending this in nicely as well, so it's a good multitasking brush, not just for the complexion stick. Blusher next, one of the Flush Balm cheek colours. I've got mine in a discontinued shade, which is Terracotta, so it's kind of like a peachy brown shade. This shade is popular with a lot of people, and I think when they discontinued it, a lot of people were like, why did you discontinue it? It's such a beautiful shade. And it is very frustrating when you find a really beautiful shade of makeup and they end up discontinuing it. So maybe they will bring this one back. I don't know why they discontinued it, but this is the shade that I have. I'm gonna draw it on straight from the, whatever this is. It's not an applicator, a tub. I'm not sure. I'm just going to draw it on like this, and then with the other side I'm just going to pick some up with my brush, and we'll see how that applies. Same brush. So it's quite a radiant blush. It is quite subtle, and again, like with the bronzer, if you wanted that bit more pigment with your blusher, then layer it up. Now, what I do on a day-to-day basis is I use both cream and powder bronzers, blushers, so layering your products like that is really going to help with the longevity. But of course you can just kind of leave it like this, but I'm not sure how much longevity it will have just like this. Powder does have that bit more longevity than cream and liquid products usually, but that is how the blusher is looking, applied straight to the face and then blended out. And then for the other side, I'm just going to pick some up on my brush like so, and then apply. I think personally I prefer how it applies, just drawing it straight onto my face. If I went in with the second layer, I don't think I would do that. I think instead I would just pick it up with the brush like I did for this side. I feel like it's a bit more sheer doing it this way. I'm just going to pop a little bit more on each side because blusher is always the first thing that fades, and I do feel like I need a little bit more blush. If you have dry skin or more mature skin, then I think Merit makeup would be really lovely for you. If you're oily, not so sure that this is going to be the best sort of type of makeup for you. Maybe more powders are more suitable. Next I have the Day Glow Highlighting Balm. Mine is in the shade Citrine, which is a warm, light yellow gold shade. So again, great for warm complexions. And like with the other products, I'm just going to draw it onto my face here in this sort of C section. and then I'm going to use my fingers to blend this out. Now when I first tried this, I really didn't like this highlighter. I thought it looked greasy and I just looked way too shiny. But this is also a product that I wear every time that I wear makeup, and how I've started wearing it, how I found that it works best for me, is that I will lay down some liquid lipstick on my cheeks as a blusher, and then put some of this on top of that and then blend them in together, so I get like an iridescence in my blusher rather than a highlighter as such. But I want to wear this just as a highlighter today to show you guys how it is looking. Just put the excess on my nose. So that is how it's looking. So it is fairly shimmery. Now if you're a regular on my channel, you will know that one of my catchphrases is I'm not a highlighter person. And I'm becoming more of a highlighter person, but I think that's mostly just because I'm used to wearing it, because I've been working through my highlighters. And I think once I've used this highlighter up, I will buy another highlighter, but I might try, say, the Victoria Beckham one instead, because this one does have a tendency, like I say, to feel a little bit greasy, a little bit too slippery? Yes, slippery on my face. But I like highlighters like this that aren't really glittery and really like kind of in your face. They provide more of a sheen, but I think the sheen in this one is a little bit too sheeny, too greasy. So I don't love this product. I've grown to like it, but I don't love it, and I wouldn't repurchase this one. But again, if you have dry skin, if you've got flat skin, dull skin, you want just a bit of like sheen and shimmer on your face but nothing glittery, then I think this could be really nice for you. I'm going to cheat a little bit and bring in a product that isn't makeup, because I do want to set my face. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Now Merit don't have powders, and I do feel like I need to powder my face a little bit in the centre, so I am going to cheat again a little bit and just apply a little bit of my Givenchy Prisma Libre powder. I'm not going to apply too much. I basically just want to take that shine out from the centre of my face, around my nose, just a little bit under my eyes to set that Minimalist stick, because I do like the sheen, the natural kind of radiance that Merit makeup products give you, but I just don't want that oily shininess to it. So this is all I'm going to do, just to keep it looking as Merit as I can. Okay, on to eyes next, and I have one of their eyeshadows. Now, one of my most recent videos that I put up was a declutter video, and if you saw that video, I decluttered this in that video. This I don't like. I will be giving this to my boyfriend's sister. The only reason that I still have this is because I've not seen her yet, so I thought I'll just wear this one more time just for this video. I really don't like this product. I find this so difficult to work with. They describe it as a buildable cream to powder eyeshadow. It is not buildable. It is stubborn, it dries really quickly, it flakes off, it creases, the pigmentation is all over the place, it's patchy. I really don't like this, and I have tried multiple ways to wear this. I've tried this with my finger, with a brush, I've tried it on just bare eyes, I've put a primer underneath it, I've then set that primer, and I cannot for the life of me make this work. So I will still be putting this on in this video to show you. I'm slightly concerned though that it's going to play ball in this video and it's going to work amazingly. But this is the shade I have, Mid-Century, which is a great mid-warm brown, great for a natural everyday makeup look. Love the colour on my hand, but let's give this a go on my eyes. I have as well the number 2 brush that comes with it. It's a dual-ended brush. This is a bigger, denser side, but it's still got the soft bristles like with the face brush, and this is a smaller, more precision detailed brush to go into the corners of your eyes and under your lower lash line. So I have nothing on my eyelids. I'm not going to prime them because I have heard that you don't need to prime them with this product, and like I've just said, it doesn't matter whether I prime them or not, it doesn't work on me. But I'm just going to blend out any makeup that has gotten onto my eyes. So let's give this a go. Tap off the excess on my hand. These eyeshadows are very polarising though, so although I don't like them on me, it doesn't mean to say that you're not going to like them. They are very hit or miss, whatever the saying is. And where you've got to work quite quickly with them, I feel like it then ends up looking quite messy. This eye in particular, this is just looking really messy. Okay, let's run some of this under my lower lash line. These also have a 6-month shelf life, and although you might not be the type of person that sticks to shelf life of makeup products, I think with something like this you probably should, because this, from what I've heard, does have a habit of drying out, and also when you put the lid on you want to make sure that the lid properly clicks as well. But that's how it's looking. It's looking better than when I have put it on previously. I would like to build it up, but I'm not going to, because when I've tried that before, it will flake, it will go patchy. I just find that it's a very tricky eyeshadow to work with. It's expensive for what it is, and for a one and done eyeshadow product, it should be a lot easier than what it is. So I am still going to declutter this. I would not recommend this product. This is by far the worst product that I think Merit does. Which kind of pains me to say. I don't really like to say that because I do really like the rest of their products. I have their Clean Lash mascara, which I do believe is a tubing mascara. I don't get any smudging with this under my eyes, so I do think it is a tubing mascara, although correct me if I'm wrong. This is a really nice mascara to get all of your lashes, provide a little bit of volume and lengthening. I feel like I can be quite precise with this mascara. This doesn't do much for curl though. Now I naturally have very straight lashes which actually end up pointing downwards, but I have recently had a lash lift, so that's why you can actually see my eyelashes now. I would like to see Merit come out with this mascara in a brown though. They do only currently offer it in a black. Now I understand, you know, black is universally the most popular shade of mascara, but for a brand that kind of focuses on natural everyday makeup, I do think brown mascara would be better for that sort of look. It's nice and buildable, going in with a second coat here, and it's not getting clumpy. My eyelashes aren't all sort of sticking together. It's a nice mascara to work with. You know what, that eyeshadow is the best that it's ever looked. That's really annoying. It's like when your car is making a funny noise or something, and then you take it to the mechanic and it starts making the noise. Oh, that's really annoying. But I'm still going to declutter it though, because I know if I keep it, it will just stop working again. It's only doing it because I'm doing a video about it. So that's the mascara, a nice natural mascara. I do really like that one. I would get that one again. I've also got the Brow 1980 Volumizing Pomade. Mine is in the shade Blonde. I think I'm running out of this though. I don't think I have too much of this left. This is a really nice natural brow product, and I do like to just use a tinted brow. As you can see, my brows are pretty full. They're not particularly sparse at all, so I don't feel like I need a lot of brow products. So something like this, just to deposit a little bit of colour, push up the brows a little bit, define them, but nothing too much. And again, it goes back to that natural makeup look. I really like this. It's not going to be a huge difference, so again, if you like a really defined, precise brow, this product isn't going to be for you, but you can see a little bit of difference between the brows here. It's just a little bit more defined on this side compared to that side. I really like this. I would repurchase this. My only issue is the difference in size between the actual product and the wand. I feel like they could have made the product size a little bit bigger. Nearly went to put it on my eyelashes then. And I feel like this blonde shade is a pretty good shade for my brows. My battery just died, so hopefully we're in a similar sort of setup to the last shot. Merit do also have a brow pencil. I think it's called the Brow 1990. I haven't bought that, so I can't sort of say what that one is like, but the brow gel I really like. And then lastly, let's do lips. Now the shade Slick has kind of mostly disappeared from my lips. I can feel it a little bit, but most of the pigment has gone, most of the gloss has gone, but my lips still have a little bit of hydration left. I'm going to now apply one of their signature lips. They have both the original formula and matte formulas. I haven't tried any of the matte formulas. I don't think I'm particularly bothered about trying any of the matte formulas though. I do prefer something a bit more hydrating on my lips. I have, however, 3 of their original signature lips. I've got one in the shade Aperitif, which seems to be a summer only shade that they release. That is a neutral, like a true universal red, not too cool toned, not too warm toned. I then have Carbo, which is an orange based red, and I wore that one yesterday actually, and that one was really lovely. And then I have the one which I'm going to apply today because I'm in brown and I've got a brown sort of like eye going on, and I feel like this one will be the better match for it. So this is Tiger, and this is a warm to neutral brown shade, and I think possibly out of all of the makeup Merit does, the lipsticks are my favourite because they have a great level of pigmentation, but you can build them up. So even with the reds, it's not just a whack of red pigment straight away. They start off fairly sheer, so you do have some control over the amount of pigment that you're getting. They have a nice sheen to them, they're very hydrating, they're just really lovely to work with. So I'm going to apply Tiger over the top of whatever shade Slick is left. That was just a one coat, very soft, very hydrating. I don't have any lip liners to tidy this up though, by the way. I only own 2 red lip liners and I don't think either of them would really work with this, so I'm just going to have to be as precise with this as I possibly can. So it's a very comfortable lipstick. I can leave it like this, but what I tend to do is I tend to get some tissue and just press it on top. I don't put it in between my lips. I just do that, and that takes away some of it, but it leaves a little bit of like a base layer, and then I'll just go in with a second layer. And there we go, that's the shade Tiger. I think this one would be a really lovely natural everyday colour for darker skin tones, but I think as well in the autumn on colouring like myself, I think this would be a really nice autumnal brown kind of lip colour. Just want to say, in terms of the rest of the makeup, I do feel like the blusher has kind of disappeared a little bit, so relying on this blusher for the only blusher in my routine, I don't think I would. I think I would like to then go on top with a powder blusher, but this is the final makeup look. This is nearly a full face of Merit apart from the Instant Glow Serum and the brow pencil. So it's a very sort of like natural kind of makeup look. Yes, you can make more of an impact by adding in colour through the eyeshadow, through the lipstick, but the skin, my skin, it looks, I think, quite nice and plump and hydrated. It's a very sort of like I keep saying, like a natural makeup look, but personally I would just like a little bit more longevity from, say, the blush products. So if you've tried any Merit makeup, please do let me know what your thoughts are on the products. Overall, I really like the brand. I like the fact that it's all about natural makeup that you can kind of wear on the go. You can use a brush or you can use your fingers, and it's all about having a healthy sort of complexion and just working with what you have originally and enhancing your own natural beauty. I don't think the brand is the best in terms of longevity. Like I've said throughout this video, I would like to go in with the powder versions on top as well, but that's not going to stop me from, say, repurchasing any of the products as well. I do really like the brand. My top 3 products, I would say the lipsticks. I do really enjoy the lipsticks, and I do have my eye on a couple of other shades as well, so once I'm off my no buy I might try those other shades. I really like the shade Slick as well. I think it's a really hydrating, beautiful product. Doesn't last particularly long though, just as a little caveat. And I really like the brow product as well. I think my brows look really quite nice and natural after putting this on. This is the type of brow product that I really enjoy using, so I would repurchase that one as well. But easily my least favourite product from the brand is the eyeshadow. It has worked out nicer in today's video than it has done in the past for me, but it's a very hit and miss product, very tricky to work with, and I'm intrigued to see if this will start to crease fairly quickly like it has done for me on other days that I've worn it. So I hope that was a useful video. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe as well. thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon for my next one. Bye.